Okay. So let me first of all say thank you for that applause. It's rare that we have a second to stop and be recognized, and it's real nice to feel that. So thank you. I think it's nice this weekend we come together and some of the veterans in the movement to stop and have a space away from the hustle and bustle of our cities to breathe and think about all the good things we have done. So I think this has been a tremendous opportunity for that. So we're going to have a conversation with Tot Metz, who is here. And I'm trying to think of the first time I met you, Tot. It's been a while back.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
Tot and I have been doing work together for years now. And she has toured Broken on All Sides with me.
It's a must-see, you guys, I'm telling you.
Oh, wow. CNN breaking news. 6 police officers have been charged in the death of Freddie Gray.
Justice! Justice.
Wow. Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby reported this today. One officer, the driver of the police van, has been charged with several counts, including second-degree depraved heart murder. Another officer has been charged with several counts, including manslaughter and involuntary manslaughter. 2 other officers have been charged with several counts, including involuntary manslaughter, and 2 officers are charged with several counts, including second-degree assault.
Okay, now.
And so let us say that protest matters. Protest matters.
It matters.
Protest matters. Cell phone footage matters. And I wanted to say this yesterday when we were having the conversation about what can white people do. If you see people pulled over by the cops or stopped by the cops, if you're not in a hurry, pull over, stand 20 feet or so away, and film them. They need to know that our eyes are on them, and that really does matter. And as white people, that is something where we're not going to get as harassed doing that, okay? Be safe, but do that. It matters. Yeah. Yeah, if you can say I'm a Quaker, that may even help you even more.
I know that's right.
So, back to the story. Tot and I have toured Broken on All Sides. She has spoken with me at several events. She has been an activist on issues of mass incarceration, youth incarceration, and she has a wealth of knowledge as someone who has both been on the receiving end of our criminal justice system and big picture education and activism. She was a part of YASP, Youth Art and Self-Empowerment Project. She's going to talk about that a little bit. She's going to tell her story. And she's been a part of Decarcerate PA, which you probably heard of this conference. So with that, let me have Tot just introduce yourself and tell us about your story and your activism.
Sure. Can everybody hear me well? Okay. You all look so marvelous. Let's just get that out in the air. I want to say thank you to Mr. John Myers, and I also want to say thank you to Matt. He's one of my big inspirations and my motivators and my mentor. I could go on forever with Matt, but my story is important also. Well, my name is Tot Metz. I've been an activist ever since, I would say 2008, Barack Obama was elected for president. That really brought my awareness to okay, a black president, wow, he's gonna make changes. I had high hopes. I wasn't able to vote at that time, but I was glad that we had, an Afro-American president. But I also was locked up and tried as an adult at the age of 17 for aggravated assault and attempted. with that being said, my life hasn't been as great for others, but it has took me to places where it was positivity involved. And when I say positivity, I mean like all the negative things have fell down and the positivity has brought up. I also want to speak on how like people are products of their environment. I mean, people have different opinions about life, and me, personally, I'm going to just give it to you straight. Being a product of your environment doesn't necessarily mean it's negative or positive. You can take it and analyze it however you want and however you wish. But me being a product of my environment is saying that I have witnessed the negatives and I have witnessed the positives. The negatives with me being locked up and tried as an adult. It's a law that was made in 1996, a year after I was born, you guys. So, so let's just say that I'm young still. I'll be 20 this year, you know. So back to the Act 33. It's called Act 33. It was made in 1996, and that's the law that sends youth under the age of 18 directly to adult facilities. With that being said, I was one of those youth who was sent to RCF, which is Riverside Correctional Facility on State Road, and I wasn't sentenced or anything, and I wasn't charged for any crimes, but that experience to endure alone was like tragic. I felt myself crying in a jail cell every night, just wanting to go home and just wanting to like hold my family and just embrace them and love them and hug them. That whole situation was just like, I can't even explain it. When it comes to words, it's just like so much that doesn't even like pour into that. Why do they make jails, and why do they put people in these cages? We're not animals or anything. Like, I felt like I was an animal. I didn't never do nothing crazy in my lifetime. I'm at a fort when I was younger, like elementary school days, but I never like harmed nobody and like actually had to put them in a jail cell. Like I didn't never do that. So like Act 33 is like a real crazy law for youth, and I don't have petitions with me, but y'all can actually go on the website of www.yasproject.com and sign the petition to repeal it. It's been a campaign that's been going on for years with the Youth Art and Self-Empowerment Project, which I was a part of. That experience actually opened my eyes more. They did workshops inside the jails every Saturday with like art, poetry, and like I love poetry and I love art. I'm an artist. I'm a music recording artist. So like I rap, I sing a little bit, I do this, I do that. You know.
You may get a taste of that at the end of this.
Don't be telling them the surprise, Matt. You're not supposed to do that. He didn't spoil it, you guys.
Let me step back. When you're in the jail, the adult facility, you're waiting there. How did YASP find you? Like, how does that happen?
Okay, so I'm not exactly sure on how they find us being incarcerated or anything, but I know Sarah Morris, who's like head of the Youth Art and Self-Empowerment Project. She actually was like a part of this other organization who was like actually doing workshops inside the jails. They fell off, and then the funding, she was like, no, this can't stop. This is my passion now. So she went for it, and she created her own organization, which is called the Youth Art and Self-Empowerment Project. And she started going inside the jails, which is RCF and PIC. I don't know what PIC stands for. I think it's Philadelphia Industrial Corporate. I don't know, something like that. But she does the workshops every Saturday. She has different people to facilitate, which is like different poets, different artists, and like a lot of youth. Like when you're in that type of state of mind, a lot of family members fall off. They don't like write you as much. You stop like receiving mail. They leave you like, it's just like you're there to fend for yourself. I felt like I was alone. I felt like I didn't have nobody to turn to. And in all reality, I didn't have nobody to turn to. My mother didn't know what to do. It was just like way over her head, like my baby girl. I'm actually the baby on both sides of my family. So like, and I have a lot of potential. So like she never thought that it would come to me and it would be like me being the basically what the world says the problem. the war, the war on youth and flash mobs and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure on how that searching thing works, but I'm quite sure she knows when a youth is incarcerated, I guess.
How old were you when you were locked up?
I was 17 years old.
And can you describe the Riverside facility for us a little bit?
Oh.
What it's like to be in there?
Oh. I have to look around at you guys because I'm just so happy I'm here, because that cage was like a box, and this box only had a door that opens one way with a little window. It was like rectangular, and I couldn't really see nothing. I saw roads and tires, and it wasn't a pretty sight. It was like doors, big heavy doors. I can't get over these doors because they really only open one way. And when you're so used to living and, doing free will, doing whatever you want to do, freedom is a big, big thing when it comes to incarceration, because you don't have freedom no more. They treat you like you're nothing, and that's what they tell you. They tell you that you're not going to amount to nothing. Just because you're in here, you're not going to never make it. But I'm here, and I'm out here now, so I think they was wrong. What y'all think?
And so tell us about what these YASP workshops look like.
So they was really empowering. And I say empowering with extra emphasis because they made me open doors that I never thought that I can open these doors without the key. But somehow the man above, he was like, you know what? This is your opportunity, and you better take this opportunity up. And that's exactly what I did. I took that opportunity up, and I ran with it. And I became an activist, and I became strongly into the youth and how we need to help the youth, because a lot of youth voices aren't even heard. And I'm that voice. I'm going to be that voice. I'm going to take that stance. I'm going to get up on that stage, and I'm going to tell them what I feel as though is right. And I know my youth is going be right behind me, and I hope y'all be right behind me when I get up on that stage. But the youth workshops was Sarah would come in, she would have a different facilitator. It was okay, so how are you feeling today? And me personally, when I first started going to the workshop, I was who is these people? I don't want to meet no more people while I'm in this place. So Sarah was you look like you have so much to say, but you don't want to say anything at all. And I was and you hit it right on the nose. But she was you know what? She was what's your name? I was my name is Tot. She was is that a nickname? I was yeah. She was oh, well, that's cool. She was it's like Tater Tot. I was yeah, I'm kind of little, so yeah, that kind of works. And she was so what is it that you what is it that you like to do? And I told her, I was I like drawing, I like doing poetry, spoken word, I like rapping, I like empowering people, I like motivating people. And she was well, you even though you're in a bad predicament right now, you still found some amazing people. And when she said amazing, I didn't believe her until I got out of jail. And I was you know what? These people are amazing. Wow. I can, wait, something negative turned into something positive. Oh, I got this. I own this, and I'm going to kill it. Ooh. And she was just so she asked me one day, she was how about you write a poem and share it? And I was locked up with different females. They was under the age of 18 also. It was 6 girls that was there when I was there. And this was in 2012. So, and they was in there for different reasons. I don't think nobody was in there for attempted other than me, but it was really crazy cases that was going on. And I don't know if they're still sitting in there. I'm not exactly sure how they went, but the workshops was so amazing to the point where I just wanted to I wanted to adopt Sarah. I wanted to be you know what? You're my sister. And she was you know what? We don't have to do the paperwork on adoption to say we're family. And I was oh, I really came to the right place because I needed support, and I found support there.
Can you talk a little bit about, you mentioned the negativity and the products of your environment. What does that environment look like for the people that don't know it, for the people, for your neighborhood? What is it like growing up there?
Well, I grew up in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent. It's like y'all familiar with that song, right? Right. Okay. I actually lived on the side of Sayre School, Sayre High School. I'm not familiar if you guys are like familiar with that, but that's around like 60th and Locust, 59th and Locust. And growing up in that neighborhood, wow. I must say, I saw the same people every day on the corners selling drugs to my people. And when I say my people, I mean my people as a community. No matter what color you are, because you could be purple. Shoot, I go by yellow, so I'm yellow. Okay? So, going to schools, the public schools didn't have like enough resources. Every year they was like dropping staff members, and I was just wondering like, well, is the students going to get dropped soon? Like, what is going on? So like the negative part of, being a product of your environment is that I had started selling drugs because I saw everybody else selling drugs. I'm like, okay, well, this is fast money. I can help my mom out. But in a sense, I was doing something wrong. And I got cases for that. They was like misdemeanors, felonies and stuff like that. But growing up in that type of neighborhood, you will become a product of your environment. But like I said, it's a positive part to that too, because I am a product of my environment still. As I sit today and talk to you all about my experience and what I have endured, that the positive side of being a product of your environment is that I'm here to talk to you guys about my life story and what happened to me so that y'all can prevent another youth from going down this path. And this path is really, really hard and it's rough for youth. So, growing up in a rough neighborhood is alternatives. It's definitely alternatives. You just got to know your way out. Find something to do. Find an outlet, something. Because sitting around drug dealers, you'll more likely become one, especially if you just see them every day, all day.
So those alternatives, like you say, you should find an alternative. I know there's not many examples of other alternatives, but what kind of resources are available to people? Are there people coming into the neighborhoods with mentoring programs, or what kind of positive things are coming into the neighborhood?
Well, there's camps, I can say. Camps have always been one of my big things. I always wanted to work at a camp because they have so much to do. They take trips. Not only that, they actually give youth something to do when there's nothing to do, instead of sitting there and just watching and observing the negatives instead of learning the positive ways out. This guy that I had worked with, I actually recently just did a workshop with him not too long ago at Veer. Veer is in South Philadelphia. South Philadelphia. And I actually lived there too. And growing up there was like really crazy too. But we're not even going to talk about that. But the guy that I worked with, he was like always one of my mentors growing up because I went to his camp. And he always told me, he was like, if somebody tell you can't, tell them that you can. And that stuck with me. Like, when people say stuff to me that empowers me and it motivates me, and I got it in my head and it's embedded, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this person's word for it, and I'm going to just run with it. And sometimes when I run with it, well, most of the time when I run with it, it leaves me in good predicaments. It leaves me in good predicaments, like this right here. If I don't know, if I never was incarcerated, I probably wouldn't even know Matt right now. And I thank him so much because of personal conversations me and Matt had. He's so positive. You would never think he has a bad moment. He's so positive. So it's I ran with it and I'm here. I gotta keep reminding you guys that I'm here because if that case that I was on, if I would have got charged, I probably would not be able to sit with you guys today. And that would have been a heartbreak.
You are not invisible.
Mm-hmm. I am not invisible. I hear that. Hey.
We talked yesterday about the school to prison pipeline. Can you talk about that a little bit and what your experience was with the school to prison pipeline?
Whew. So, when we talk about the school to prison pipeline, so hold on, wait. Just by a show of hands, do anybody know what the school to prison pipeline is?
We had a whole workshop on it yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That he taught the workshop.
Okay, I see you. I see you, Mr. Man. I see you. Okay, so the school to prison pipeline, I'm gonna just break it down in terms. School to prison pipeline is a system set up for young people to fail. No matter how you look at it, it's set up to fail because it don't have success at the end. And that's my biggest problem with the school to prison pipeline. I really get real emotional when I talk about this, and I really get like angry. So you might hear like authority come out my voice because when I talk about the school to prison pipeline, it's like it's this system that's just like set up for our young people to fail. And why would you want our young people to fail? Like, okay, y'all all grown up in here, right? But what if I want to just further my education and go to college or something, and they shutting the colleges down? But not only that, they're shutting schools down to build more prisons. And that's my biggest problem. Why would you pour money into corporations that's taking away from our families? Like, they're taking dads away from us. They're taking mothers away from us, cousins, sisters, uncles, aunts, grandmothers, grandpops. Okay? I'm an auntie. They took me. You know, so like when I talk about the school to prison pipeline, I specifically want to say school to success pipeline. Why school to success pipeline? I get this question all the time. Why? Because prison, who wants to end up in prison after they then went on with school, got their diploma and everything? I actually was in that type of environment and I went through that experience and it didn't turn out very good. The school to prison pipeline will make you fail. That's without a doubt. And I also want to touch on like how they don't have like schools, public schools don't have enough resources for children, period. Like they're cutting all these staff members and they have cut staff members. I'm not like, I haven't done the school to prison pipeline workshop in like, I say like a year and a half, but so like I'm not clear on the numbers of how much they took out of the school district, but they took like millions. And they put that into SCI Phoenix 1 and 2. They're supposed to be building in Montgomery County. And that's just totally, can I say this? Ridiculous? No? I can say, okay. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like, and it's outrageous because why would you want young people to grow up and see their fathers or their mothers inside these cages and they can't touch them, they can't embrace them, they can't get that love and that warmth that they want and they yearn for? Because I know like when my mom, she was locked up before, and you know, I kind of felt like when I was locked up, I kind of like thought about all this stuff, and I thought like maybe because she was locked up, I was going to get locked up. So it's like a chain reaction, you know? And it's like, it's forever going. Like, it don't stop. So, like, us as the people, we need to, like, do something about that. We need to break that school to prison pipeline down and tell them no more prison. No more prison. We don't want to send our youth to prison. We don't want to send nobody to prison. We're here to help each other, because without each other, where are we going to be? We're going to be clueless. We're going to be not knowing, and they call that ignorance. So yeah, that's the school to prison pipeline to me. And yeah, I went through it. I graduated out of PLAS. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's called the Philadelphia Learning Academy South. And I guess like, cause it's a fancy name, y'all think it's like a fancy school. No. I graduated from a disciplinary school because I was a youth who like always got in trouble, always was fighting, but it was just that I really needed an outlet. And now that I'm older, I actually understand what an outlet is and an alternative is. So now that I have the opportunity, I'm create outlets and alternatives for all youth and all people, period.
Let me ask two more things, and then I want to open it up to the audience.
Cool.
Can you talk a little bit about like the trauma that people experience growing up in a neighborhood where there is violence?
I can't like really speak for everybody else, but I can tell you my side. I can definitely tell you my side. Growing up in neighborhoods that's really like cop hottish. And like when I say cop hottish, I mean like it's all of these cops everywhere. Like everywhere you go, it's like cops turning the corner, cops stopping you for no reason. growing up in that type of neighborhood, you would just be like, you wouldn't want to be a part of the problem, but then you would want to become a part of the problem because it's like everybody else is doing it. These are my family members. These are the people that I look up to. And like sometimes drug dealers tend to have this thing on young people where as though they pull out that guap of money and be like, hey, you want $1? And you know, I was one of those kids like, yeah, I want $1. Give me that dollar. I'm going to the store, get me a water ice or something. It's nice outside today. But you know, like coming back, it wasn't really good because they was like telling me like, yo, sell drugs because you'll get this type of money. But fast money don't make no money. I don't know if y'all familiar with that quote, but my dad used to say that to me all the time. And my dad is like not here anymore, but I still go on with his quote because that's his quote. And it really like, it opened my eyes up to some things too. And like,
Say it again, Todd. Did you say fast money?
fast money don't make no money.
Fast money don't
Don't make no money, nope. And like I couldn't actually explain that quote. My dad used to always tell me like, you know, being a drug dealer, they always want to like re-up and get more supplies of drugs, but they don't like do nothing for their families. And like I seen my cousins go through this stuff. I seen like close family members go through these things. And like when it all came out, they was like either in jail, they died, they got shot, like something happened to them and they're no longer here. And like I can't hug them like how I would hug them when I was younger. So like fast money don't make no money. When I say that again, I want people to be able to like, okay, go to college. College is where the real money is at. You get an associate's degree, you get a bachelor's degree, you could further more things. You could get your own business, become in different corporations and stuff like that. So like, yeah, fast money don't make no money. Slow money makes the money, honey.
And one last thing, just on a hopeful note, tell us what you're doing now. You're going to school, you got some art projects and things.
So right now, I wish I had this panel like way earlier so that you all can like come out and support me for my show that I hosted at the Kimmel Center last Saturday on the 25th. Okay? Me and the Youth Art and Self-Empowerment Project, we won an award in 2013 for our documentary called Stolen Dreams 2. That is a must-see too. Stolen Dreams 2. And that's
Stolen Dreams
2. Stolen Dreams 2.
There's parts 1 and 2.
Parts 1 and 2. But we just won an award in 2013 for Stolen Dreams 2. And that documentary is real short, but it's captivating. It will catch your eye. It will keep your attention for every second of the documentary. Some of you guys may have viewed it. I don't know, but some of you guys,
Where do we find it?
y'all can actually go on. I'm no longer working with the Youth Art and Self-Empowerment Project. I'm kind of like doing my own thing, and I will like talk about that soon. But you can go on www.yas, Y as in yes, A as in apple, S as in song, project.com. YAS project.com. And you can reach out to Sarah Morris. Like I said, she's the head hold of the whole YAS organization. And they're real powerful also. They have like this young man that just came home not too long ago. His name is David. And his story is amazing also. And they're all like a part of like being youth activists and youth mentors and becoming leaders of the community. So definitely go on that website and check it out and holler at Sarah Morris because she has a lot of knowledge too, even though she's like older, but still like, but still the knowledge matters. The knowledge matters.
And tell us about school and art projects.
Okay, so like just recently I hosted the MASH Media Awards and it was with my young protege. He's 7 years old. He raps and he models, you guys. He is so awesome. I've been working with him for about like 2 months and I have another protege. She's 5 years old. Her name is Janaya. And she sings, and her voice is to die for. When I heard her sing Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come, she sounded better than him. And I was like, hold up, wait, are you Sam Cooke? Like, you know, I had to ask her, and she's 5. So, like, right now, my biggest project right now is getting more youth that's under, like, way under, like, 10, that has major talents, but I still work with youth and I still create workshops and alternatives. And like that's just my biggest project right now is working with proteges, young proteges that has major talents that wish to do something in life. And y'all can actually follow me, well, Facebook me at BEAWARE. So it's Be Aware, and in parentheses you'll see yellow. That's my music name, I would say. Yeah. So y'all can like follow me and like Facebook me and stuff like that there, and y'all can like actually witness all of the amazing things that I have been doing with the kids, and hopefully some of you can like come out to the shows that I'm going to be performing and stuff. Like I'm gonna be hosting. Yeah, because I like to see your smiles and stuff. Like you're giving me good energy right now. I'm feeling this. Like I don't want to leave. Can I stay? Can I stay?
Let's take some questions and comments from you guys now. Todd.
The way you did it previously is just take a bunch of them at once.
Sure. Well, do you want me to? Yeah, we can do one at a time. It's okay.
Okay.
Or two at a time. How about that?
That's fine.
We'll go down the line. Go ahead, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
This is so inspiring.
When you talked about the school to success
Yes.
pipeline,
Here we go.
it switches the language so that instead of having that inevitability, like you talked with, when you talked with about your mother, that school to success pipeline that helps us to imagine that it's possible. And then beyond it's possible, it's like, how can we make it happen? How can we make it happen? What can we do for that school to success pipeline? I have a friend in Atlanta who gets really upset when people talk about youth at risk. She says, no, no, no. It's youth at promise of success. And, how can, when we see that child, that 5-year-old, what is it that we see that promise of success, we see that school, that child to success pipeline. How can we help? Or what can we do?
Well, I would say, it starts with joining hands. It starts with, like, uniting. It starts with so many things that's, like we would just, like, really have to, like, meet and talk. We would have to rally and protest because that's what it takes. Because they don't hear us. They don't hear us. And it's meant for them to hear us. Like, they need to hear us because this is important. This school to pipeline, like school to prison pipeline, that's not good. It's not good. So school to success, like you said, the changing of the language, that is totally different from what they have set up for us. And this pipeline particularly sets up to success. It successfully grants you whatever you want because education is the key. I graduated. I know. Education is the key. It will open so many doors for young people. And, like, I would just say we would have to unite. We would have to talk and talk and talk. It do take that. You might get parched because you might need some water after telling your stories and stuff like that. But you will get a lot of knowledge out of just uniting with different people all over the world, coming together as a community, as a whole, as one. They just see us as, oh, these people are crazy and Philadelphia is wild, but we're not though. We have so much knowledge behind us. It's just like, when are y'all going to give us that chance to, spread it against over the world? So,
So would you agree that part of the problem is we are so segregated? Like, we often don't get into spaces where we can meet like youth of color as white people that don't live in those neighborhoods. And part of it is getting together and talking. And what are some examples that have happened? Like, can you talk about Decarcerate as an example of people coming together like that, or the march? Just to think, like, you can talk about uniting, but what practically, like, would that look like?
Okay, so I was a part of Decarcerate PA March in 2013, and we marched from Philly to Harrisburg over 10 days, okay? That was a long, long time. And But that's what I'm talking about when I say unite and we all come together, because it was all different types of colors out there. It was people that wasn't even from here. They needed green cards. They was unite, and we was there. We was marching. We told them we have something to say to you guys, and if you don't want to listen, it's okay, because we gonna get media coverage. We gonna make the news. We gonna tell these people that this is what we need for our communities, only for us to succeed. And if you wish to see us fail, that's not an option. Failure is not an option. So uniting will be marching, protesting, rallying, getting together, conversating about all the issues, not even just one. Talk about all of them at one time and get people insights on different things, because people have different opinions in life. And I said that when I first got up here. So if y'all was listening, y'all know.
I just want to say one thing, and that is, it is so beautiful to see the power breaking out.
I love that just now. I love that.
I'm really proud to sit here and be in your presence today. I've been looking for young people that want to use their voices. I think you represent the youth very, very well.
Thank you.
One of the things I wanted to piggyback on what you said is the intergenerational incarceration, and that I noticed that you said your mother was incarcerated and then you were incarcerated. I have founded an organization of family members of the incarcerated, and one of the things that has bothered me the most in my 20-some-odd years of doing this work is that the children of these family members that I've been working with on the inside have now, their children are going to jail too. Mm-hmm. And it also comes with community policing too, because they also know that there's an adult family member that's been incarcerated, and they literally target those children. So it wasn't that you were, I mean, of course, maybe you did something wrong or not, but they also knew that your mother had been in jail, and it's almost like a setup for failure. You're absolutely correct. And the way we're going to fix that is not the school to prison pipeline, but the school to success pipeline.
And you better preach. Okay now. Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi, I found your Facebook page, so if you get a Facebook friend request from some old guy named Joe, it's okay. You said you used to fight a lot when you were younger, and I don't know if you can answer this, but do you think if there was more to do, if there were sports at school or art at school or you know, more things that you could do safely that would be an outlet, do you think you would have fought less? I know it's a hard question.
It's not a hard question at all. And I'm glad you asked that question, because I think if it was more extra curriculum and like activities, I think I would have like been cool. Like on the other hand, I would have been cool. I would have like probably not got suspended, not got kicked out of schools, and yeah, like that question like went over my head. Like I really like actually love that question. But yeah, I think if it was like more to do, I would have more to do. So it would be like, oh, don't mess with this person while you're bored and you don't have nothing to do. Go play some basketball or kick a soccer ball or something like that. So yeah, I think it was more to do than I would have more to do. Thank you for asking that question though.
I'll come back to you, Gail.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you talk about the characteristics of someone, a mentor, a teacher, a coach who had a positive influence on your life when you were a teenager?
You talked about Sarah.
Yeah.
But anyone else?
Talk about Sarah. She loves you still.
Okay. I'm going to talk about Sarah, and then I'm going to talk about somebody else, okay? All right, so Sarah, when she was coming inside the jails, she like really like was the one who was like really like catering to me. It wasn't like catering, it was just like looking over and mentoring. It was like, yo, you got this, you can do this. It was like all positivity. It was like no. When I was like before I met her, it was like no, you can't do this, you can't do that. But then when I met her, it was like, yes. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And like Sarah is a real wonderful person. And she really had a major, like she still does. She has a major impact on my life, because without her, I don't think I would like have furthered my activism as much as I did. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you guys. I'd probably be like outside smoking a cigarette or something and not wanting to be a part of it. But she like made me like want to be a part of this because it's a change. Like a change is going to come, and I feel it. So Sarah is a wonderful, wonderful person, and all of you guys should meet her. She's so awesome. But I also want to talk about my mother. My mother has the biggest mentoring like ever in my life, because my mom was an activist. She was an activist for, with Sherry Honkler. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her, but she did the homeless. She fought for the homeless, and my mom made the newsletter. Like, she made the front page of the newsletter with Sherry Honkler. And I believe my mom was the president. I'm not sure of the committee. I'm not sure. But, you know, without her, like, actually having experience with activism, I don't think I would have much of a voice as I do now. So my mother is like, you're like, this lady is like phenomenal. I almost lost her 3 years in a row. And she just recently came up on her 51st birthday, April 6th of this year. And I'm so glad that she was in my presence. And without her, there would be no me. So she's one of my biggest mentors. And of course, Matt, but I could go on forever with Matt. I don't think he wants the spotlight right now.
Questions, comments? I'll give it back to Gail.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you, during your period of interactions and fighting as a kid, which all kids fight, I don't care what color you are, they all fight. But was it during the time that your mom was incarcerated, you was getting into these little scraps? I'm just trying to do a timeline, because I'm finding that kids that have parents who are incarcerated get into a lot of just fights and in trouble in school, but nobody realizes that part of that reason is because they got a loved one that's incarcerated and they can't get to them. So it's that inside anger, which I really want to tap into.
Okay, so we could definitely tap into that. I was really, I found myself really like getting into a lot more when my mother was incarcerated. But then when she came home, I still felt like it was like separation. It was like our relationship never got fully back the same from when she, prior to her, before she was going in. And like, yeah, I did find myself like fighting and like getting into more stuff while she was incarcerated. And she was incarcerated for like about three to 4 years, I believe, up Muncie. So like, it was like she was like state property, basically.
I think we had a good session with Tot, and she's going to stick around because she's on the next panel. And she'll be at lunch. So we want to thank her so much for being here and for the work that she's doing.
Thank you.
And now you get a little taste of what she did at the Kimmel Center this past Saturday or Sunday.
Do you mind, like, all right.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. So this song, okay. All right, I might have to start it over. I'm sorry. So I did this at the MASH Media Awards with my little protege. What up, is it up? Okay. Y'all ready? Oh, what is wrong? I need you to hold this. I need you to like hold it a certain. I don't know. It won't like. Hold up, wait. It won't like. All right, y'all ready? All right. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. But this is educational, and it's to a Chirac beat. What happened to the world that it used to be? What happened to No Child Left Back? Now we can't get certain things cause they keep saying cut this and cut that. And it's crazy how the system becomes so limited. The budget shows how things would be totally different. My youngins, the future, don't you ever forget it. Put foolish things aside just to help them to finish. Why take everything from them when they are the next generation that is upcoming? But it don't make no sense how dumb things would determine if they should be put in the justice before they are fully done growing. wishing and hoping my youngins be holding books in our left hands, pencils in our right. Man, the truth is we down to put up a fight script. No, this is truth. It's true facts. We can ride it there and protest. Wait, do you get that? Like, really, do you get that? I guess I gotta bring it back. Like, I need the proper tools for my big bag. A book bag with a calculator to do the math. A few writing items and some notepad. If they don't get that diploma, how the H double hockey sticks are they gonna have a successful path? Understand that some people only get about one chance. Support the youth and take his hands. Support the youth and take his stands. Pay attention and take his stands. Become part of the change like Sam cooking that other man. Sam cooking that other man. Sam cooking that other man. That's all I got for y'all. Thank you, man.